Here's something you might not have thought about. Have you ever wondered exactly how we get wheels into and out of locomotives? The answer might surprise you. Now, understandably, this can be quite a big job because you either need to lift the frames off the wheels or drop the wheels away from the frames to get them out. You can't just kind of lift up one corner, take a wheel off, chuck it back on, primarily because the wheels are attached to the axles and also all the horn guides would be out of tolerance, and it's just not a good idea and it wouldn't work. Now, as we've seen with our coaches, what we can do is lift the whole coach up on jacks, and that's what they do with modern units. However, steam locomotives, they're a bit heavier and the technology doesn't quite match. Now, if you look at old footage of engineering sheds, what they'd actually have are cranes that will whip along the ceilings, lift up the locomotives by these jacking points, and the tenders have them as well, albeit they're normally buried under quite a lot of coal. LMS General Repair is a fantastic film to watch this, but there's quite a few others as well. Now, you don't tend to see that kind of equipment on heritage railways because that's quite a big infrastructure project and it's quite expensive. So we can't lift the whole thing up unless we hire in another crane. So what if there was a way to drop out a single axle? And what does it have to do with a great big hole in the ground? And that's where this comes in. This I'm standing on is about a 20-foot hole in the ground. And essentially it's called a wheel drop table. So the idea is we'd bring a locomotive on, position the axle we want on, and then we can start lifting the procedure. Now, currently the table is sat on supporting pins to stop it dropping randomly. So the first thing we need to do is raise it up. And that way we'll take the pins out and then start dropping down. So we've removed the pins now and we're now sitting on the power screws. So the only thing to do is go down. See you later. Now the noise you can hear in the background is the motor behind me. That's driving 4 power screws, so 1 in each corner to try and hold the whole table. The table itself can take 6.5 tons of weight. You don't want that in free fall. Now you may be wondering at this point, well, that's all well and good, but we're just leaving a giant hole in the track. What do we do to get that locomotive out of the way? Well, that's happening right now. Secondary tracks are now sliding in above me. When this gets to the bottom, they will be in place and we'll be able to roll the locomotive out again. Oh, ground floor. So we're now about 20 feet down. Now the table itself can take about 6.5 tons of weight. More than sufficient for what we need since we're only dropping out 1 axle. While we were going down, secondary tracks were coming in and they've now formed another one. So you can now roll the locomotive out and bring this back up. Now you could get really fancy and they'll say expensive wheel drops, where the table will go down, it will then be transported across and then up into the next workshop. For 3 times the price, well, realistically it's not worth it. So there you are, the wheel drop. Essentially a way of changing wheels in a slightly different format. So thank you so much to Mark and Andrew for being so accommodating. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Right guys, gonna come back up. Guys, is he actually gone? Well, this is a plot twist. Gonna have to start climbing now.